Hello, Aries. Welcome to your reading. So, I would just like to say I appreciate all of your views. You guys had the most views in the month of March, or in the March readings. You guys had the most views out of all the zodiac signs. So, I'm doing your reading again first. If you like or want an oracle reading, I posted an oracle reading called the Blessed Bee reading using the Blessed Bee Oracle, and I used the Halloween Oracle to clarify that deck. So this is the type of reading that I do on my Facebook page. So if you are interested in, checking that out, getting additional information, I posted that video to my YouTube channel here, so that you guys could have a sneak peek as to what I do over on my Facebook page. So please, if you like that, then go over to Facebook, find me there. There, I'm the opposite of what I am here. So on Facebook, I'm the Urban Woman. I think Oracle and Tarot. I might just be the Urban Woman, because I started out on Facebook. So, anyways, here on on YouTube, I'm the Urban Woman Tarot and Oracle. So anyways, both platforms, you got the information now. Do with it what you will. If you would please, subscribe to my channel. I want to be able to do live, go live and do readings. But I think you have to have like a certain amount of subscribers to be able to do that. So that's my goal. So, let's go ahead and see what's going to be in store for you this month. There we are. Perfect. Okay. So, I'm going to do an oracle reading with the magical messages from your fairies. This is my most favorite deck out of all the tarot and oracle decks I have. This is my favorite. You'll have to excuse the box. My niece did this when she was, when she was like 6 or 8 months old. She got a hold of this box and scratched it up. Anyways, so I'm going to do an oracle reading from there, and then I'm going to do a tarot reading using the I call this the Oceanic. I could be saying it wrong or incorrectly, whatever, but that's just how I say it. So the Oceanic or the Oceanic Tarot, and then I'm going to clarify it with the Kipper deck. Just know when when the Kipper deck comes out, you enter at your own risk at that point, okay? Because shit gets funky and wonky and trippy over there. And then at the end of the reading, I'm going to answer whatever question you might have. So all the decks here have been pre-shuffled except for this one. This is a collective energy. I want to pick up on your question at the end when I'm shuffling, okay? So keep that in mind. Let's get started. I hope you guys have had a wonderful birthday. For those of you that have had a birthday, happy birthday. For those of you that have one coming up, I hope it's a great one. Lord, boy. So, I've not ever had this combination at one time before. I will say that. Okay? And when I say that, I'm talking about this daughter and son card. Okay? So, either you have a son and a daughter, or this is either you and possibly your brother, or whoever you are in this dynamic. If you're the girl, then this is you. If you have like a brother or a cousin or a childhood friend that's really close to you, that's a boy, then that's them. So plug in, the people in their places. Now, right here, front and center, the answer to your question involves your daughter. So, if you do have a daughter, then this is about her and geared around her. Now, if you do not have a daughter, then let's say you have a son that's of the age to get married. Then this could be possibly the one that he's considering marrying. Because the challenge here is the sun. Your son is watched over and protected as he explores his world. So, now, if you don't have either one of those, and let's just say, for example, when I made the comment about, you know, this is you and you're the daughter here, and you have a boy that's like a brother or a cousin in your life that's really close or significant to you. If you don't have that, then that's not your scenario. Then this can be your feminine and your masculine energy, okay? So, I've given you the scenarios. Plug in and know that if you're the female, whoever the female is in this dynamic, whether this is you, your daughter, this is the female in the dynamic right here, front and center. So whoever this female is, or if this is just your feminine energy, this is around you. Your challenge here is either your son, if you have a son, or your, the brother, cousin dynamic, or if you don't have, either one of those, this is your masculine energy. So, the two of these, there is some way, shape, or form, you've been doing some research around something in the past, or, right now in the immediate timing of you watching this, there's something assertive. So, there's assertiveness here. Stand up for your beliefs and only say yes if you really want to. Now, you need more information about the situation. Look into it further before proceeding. If you have 2 kids and you feel like they are challenging you and you're having to, and maybe they're teaming up against you, maybe one of them is the culprit and the other one, the daughter, the girl in this scenario, she's got the boy kind of like wrapped around her finger. She's the ringleader. You're having to stand up and defend yourself with them. Sometimes it seems like if this is the case where these are your kids, you may feel like you get attacked by these two. The girl in the dynamic is definitely the ringleader here. Now, the boy, you worry about him because of the little girl and how she somewhat connives and works him and gets him involved and tied up into these situations and these scenarios that you've been dealing with. Now, if you don't have kids and this isn't about them, then this is your feminine and your masculine energy. So, your feminine energy, you are embodying it 100%, but your masculine energy is not so much. It's not as strong as the feminine side, and that's the thing that's got you off balance. You may want to do some research into yin and yang energy, especially in like Vedic or Ayurvedic, however you say that, astrology, Ayurvedic medicine, because they tune into different channels I wish I had my notebook over here, but I don't see it because in that book I've got it listed. So there's different energy centers between the yin and the yang. You're needing to do research in finding out how each one of them works and how to balance or course correct the energy. So this is going to be the dynamic or the scenario here based upon these two, either children or these two aspects of yourself. Now, if you are in a situation where this is your brother and you're your cousin, okay, you're here front and center, you may feel like, so if you are the daughter here and you have a brother or this cousin scenario, then you feel like you're out here playing, living life, being, joyous, ambitious, flitting from here to there, you're trying things out, you're exploring, and either the brother or the cousin, you're worried about them because you find them off secluded, kind of like in their own world, doing their own thing. And that seems a little bit odd to you because you're over here jumping from flower to flower, tasting and enjoying life's, luxuries and gifts, while they're over here caught up in their own little world messing with the toad. And you're just kind of like, what in the world? So you worry about that one. You might need to do some research into what's going on or what this could be stemming from with this boy. Okay? Now, keep in mind, remember now, this is for the scenario or dynamic of the person that has either there's a female watching that has a brother or a cousin that they're worried about. So, like, for example, I can use my son in this example because, my son was like this and I was worried about him, and I started doing research into it, and, I also had to keep in mind my own childhood and how I grew up, that the ways that I grew up and how I was could have been the same thing that he was experiencing. So, like, for example, my son, when he was little, they tried to tell me he was autistic. And I knew there was something special about him when he was little. I knew there wasn't something, he wasn't 100%. And I knew that. I could tell. Even as his mom, I had an intuition, I had a knowing. He wasn't all there. But I did not let that bother me or hold me back from being 100% a parent and aiding and assisting him in his upbringing. But at one point in time, I did start doing research into what was making him like that. So I went to, I actually moved to a different state. So I took him to a holistic doctor. Now, this holistic doctor told me that I needed to put him on because those tests that, that you get from the government, like the school system, they told me that he was autistic. He probably had he was slow. His hearing was impaired. He couldn't hear that well. And he was going to be considered to be a part of this special class growing up. So anyways, long story short, I take him to see this holistic doctor who says to me, well, yes, I could see how that could be true. But you want to know why that's true? Because of his diet and how he's eating. So if you put him on a clean diet and change his diet and give him some supplements, I guarantee you in 6 months, he'll come right out of all that. And I'm going to tell you, I followed that holistic doctor's recommendations, and I'm telling you, in 6 months, my child became a full functioning child. Completely different, wide awake. When he was little, I thought, something's not 100%. I saw in his dietary change, he became 100%. Okay? So you're having to do some research here into why this dynamic and or scenario is panning out the way it is. Now, you're going to have to stand up for the things that you believe in, because you're always going to have naysayers coming at you. This card's telling you to stand up for your beliefs and only say yes to what you really want. Now, if you have a son and daughter and they are teaming up against you, and this little girl is trying to get this boy to have her back so they both can team up against you, you really have to stand your ground. Look, as a parent, you have to only say yes to what you want and say no to what you don't want. And you have to keep in mind that these kids, they will test you. They will push you to your limits. You have to say no every time. And when I mean every time, I mean every time, because I'm going to tell you, when I say they're testing you, these little girls especially, these little girls, boys not so much, but these little girls, they know, okay, I can sit here and ask her 5 times, and she's going to say no. But if I ask her 5 times, she will give in. And they will continue to ask and continue to push until you give in to get what they want. So you have to be assertive, and you have to stand your ground. And you cannot give in. And I know it can be exhausting and it's tiring, but I'm telling you right now, if you do not stop this shit and break it in the ass now when they're little, how you think it's going to be when they're older? Because I'm going to tell you, my son, who's 20, and at least twice my size, he's a good 1.5 feet taller than me. And I'm not like heavy, and I'm not skinny either, okay? I'm hefty. But, you know, his ass goes to the gym. He's into bodybuilding. He can bench, like, he's almost at 400 pounds on the bench. He can pick my ass up, and he has before. He's picked me up before, several times. Anyways, this one time in particular, I got mad and cussed him out, and he picked me up and threw me over his shoulder and spun me around and then laid me down in the grass while I laughed and laughed so hard till I cried. And then laid there and laughed until he stood over me and was like, he pulled a me on him and was like, you feel like you can talk now? Well, I'll be over here waiting. If you can't talk, I'll be over here waiting. You let me know when you're ready to talk, okay? And then walked off and left my ass laying in the grass. Anyways, so, you know, he's always testing me. But, you know, my inner gangster is always on full force with him. So even though he is bigger than me, I cannot show him or give him the slightest clue that I'm intimidated, that I'm scared. I have to show him all the time when he comes up against me that I will kick his ass. Regardless if he can pick me up or not, I will whoop his ass. I'm his mother. So you have to always have that front. You have to always have that face. You have to always stand that ground regardless. You got to stick to your guns, because these kids will test your ass. Now, if you don't have kids, this is your masculine and feminine energy. So you've got to start doing some research into, and I can't tell you how to balance or work with your energies. No one can. You have to discern that and figure that out for yourself, because we're all each unique and individual to our own masculine and feminine energy. So by you doing research, you're going to know how the energies and what you read applies to you and what doesn't. You'll know how to maneuver and work those energies, how to like integrate them into your everyday life. So you need to go after this and stand up for, and you know, here's the thing. If you're out here trying to tell people how you're doing things, you're always going to get the ones that give their 2 cents, like I've been sitting here giving my 2 cents, okay? So you have to take what works for you and what does not. If it doesn't work for you, you don't have to fight against it, because that's creating resistance. All you have to do is just say, okay, thank you. And know in your mind, your brain, that that's not for you, but it's not that they need to know that. Now, when you start this in the beginning here, because this is like the 1st of April, you know, this is you really pushing back and fighting and standing up and having assertiveness. Now, the middle of the month, we have easy does it here. Stop trying so hard to control everything, and all the doors will open for you. So, the middle of the month, this right here is going to create some type of exhaustion, which is going to cause you to need to relax and chill out a little bit. Now, keep in mind, this is also the time frame, the week, I think, prior to Mercury going retrograde, which can really, you know, fuck shit up for us. So, you're really going to need to maneuver your energies in that month. And especially for you, for the ones where I said this is your feminine and masculine energy, you're going to have to find ways to balance these out and to relax. So, you've got to train yourself to know when to joke and when to jive. When to go and when to sit down. When to take action and when to not take action. Okay? Because I'm telling you, and like here we are right here, there is a lot of power in sitting down and praying. You know, I used to have people, and the last person that said this to me, I when I said she just like it really. And there's a language barrier between she and I, because she is Spanish speaking. She's from Peru, so you know she speaks broken English, but I knew by her body language that she understood exactly what I said. And she even said, I do the same thing. So she and I are kind of on the same level spiritually, even though we are different ages and from also different parts of the world, different cultures. So it's like, you know, the end of April, you get asked for what you want. Let the universe and other people know what you need. Now, this is one of two ways. Either, you know, whatever you've been standing up for here, you've been fighting for, and then it's exhausted you to where now you're sitting down, you're resting. Now you can start, because you only want to pray and ask for things when you're calm. You're in a state of calm, in a state of relaxation. Because when you're praying and you're asking for things, if you've got anger and agitation, that's the intention and the energy you're putting into what you're asking for. So you want to make sure that you are relaxed in a state of calm when you start asking for certain things. Now, this right here is telling you, pray about it. I am one of those that, yes, I'll go out here and make shit happen, but I can only make so much happen, okay? And when things start getting a little hard, or I'm starting to make things hard, or I'm starting to create resistance within myself, that's when I know it's time for me to sit down and shut the fuck up, sit down a minute, calm myself, and then just pray about it. Pray for it. Because I can sit down and pray for something and watch it manifest, watch it show up, watch it happen. Whereas other people are out here running themselves ragged trying to make shit happen, and they just come up meeting brick walls. You know, it's so much easier and simpler to just sit back and pray about it and ask for it and to watch it arrive. And that's the conversation my friend from Peru and I had, you know, because she said to me, you don't really stress out about a lot of stuff. And I told her, I said, no, I don't, because there's no energy. There's nothing good that comes from stressing and putting anxiety behind something. If I want something, I will not exhaust myself over it, because I will sit down and pray for it and sit back and relax and watch it come to me. Because otherwise, if I'm anxious or I'm angry or I'm frustrated and aggravated, I'm not doing anything but pushing it farther away. And so, you know, she knew, because I could tell by the way she reacted, that same thing somewhat applied to her. So here's the scenario for you. Either the end of April, you're going to find yourself praying and asking and speaking to the universe, or these kids of yours, you're going to be vocally telling them, I need you to do this. And then I need you to do this. And I'm going to tell you, my child's 20. I've always spoken to him like we were on the streets and like I was gangster. And when I say like I was gangster, like I used to be like when he was about between 5 and 8 or 9, 10 years old, because he would go to school, come home, I'd pick him up, and he'd just be like, blah, 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 blah. And I'd be like, look, son, I need like 10 minutes of silence, okay? Mommy needs 10 minutes of peace and quiet. Can I just get 10 minutes? And then after that, we can talk about whatever. Okay, Mommy. Okay. And he would give me 10 minutes. And then after that 10 minutes, you know, we were back at it again. So it's like, you have to, in a sense, be real with them. You know, don't sugarcoat anything. If you need your daughter to check her attitude, when she comes to you, be like, look, girlfriend, get your attitude in check. Get yourself in check. I'm 40. When I go to my daddy with an attitude, you know what my daddy tells me? I'm 40. My daddy tells me, put your finger down, unlock your leg, and pop your hip back in. Stand up straight. And then once I do that, then he's like, now we can talk. Okay, you might have to do something like that to your kids. You know, you got to put them in check and make them get themselves straight, and then they can talk to you. Come up with different and creative ways, things that work for you and for your kids on how to communicate. Now, if this is not around your kids or your brother or cousin, and this is like your feminine and your masculine energy, then you need to, you know, relax a little bit at the middle of the month and stop trying to control things to happen, because once you start taking information in that you're receiving when you're doing this research, looking into the feminine and the masculine, you can only take in so much. And then you have to give yourself time to rest, to get acclimated, and to digest the information you just took in. And then once you've gotten that part together where you've acclimated, you've regrouped, you've gotten it together, then it's like, okay, now that I've absorbed all this, now what is it that I want? And then you need to start looking and thinking about what it is that you want to do now that you've gained all this information about this masculine and feminine balance within your energy. Because then it's like, once you got that, then it's like, okay, well now to maintain this balance, maybe I can start doing yoga, or maybe I can start going on a run or a hike, or start doing this cycling class, and that will help, or this boxing class. So then it's like, okay, well let me pray about it, or set my intentions, or ask the universe for these things or these answers. So you, in the fall season, everything comes together and you reap wonderful harvest of abundance. Also, please keep in mind, my dog Cookie Monster is over here trying to beat up my Black Lab Pit Bull mix, Axel. So I'm sure you're hearing her growl and attack him. I apologize. Just ignore them. So in the fall is going to be very significant for you. Now, we just came into spring, so this is still, you still got, 2 months of spring and summer, and then maybe a month or so of fall before this really comes to a culmination or a harvest for you. But because of the work here that you are doing and you're putting into either this children dynamic or this brother dynamic or this feminine masculine dynamic, if you stick to your guns and stick to your word and stick to what you say you're going to do, you are going to see the most wonderful harvest or abundance this coming, like reaping what you've sown in the fall season. You are going to notice a huge change, a dramatic change between either the kid scenario, the brother, the cousin, or your masculine feminine energy in the fall season. No, not everything's going to happen at night. Rome was not built in a day. Everything takes work. So if you can commit to doing daily, little by little, okay, little bit by little bit, you are going to see this wonderful, wondrous significant things that are going to happen in the fall season. Now, in your environment, we have get some exercise. Your body becomes stronger. As your body becomes stronger, you begin to feel stronger in all ways. So you need to get out, and there's going to be things going on around you that are going to be speaking to you, asking you to, like, for example, your friend, you might meet someone who says, I need a jogging buddy or a cycling buddy or a bowling buddy. And you're like, that would be like your little snippet. Yoo-hoo! Like, do that with them, because that exercise is really going to help you. It's going to make you become stronger. And she's also pointing over here toward what it is that you want. So it will help you to manifest the things that you want more easily, okay? To uplift your thoughts and energy and to attract what you desire, use positive affirmations. Now, this is in your hopes and fears sector. So either you have hopes that you, by speaking these things and decreeing and declaring them, that you're able to achieve them, or you have fears that you're not going to be able to achieve the things that you want. And you need to know and discern a fear from a hope. Don't feed fear, because you can call in your fears, and you can also create self-fulfilling prophecies. Stay hopeful, because at the end of the month, the end of April, you've got emotional healing here. So as your heart As your heart heals of old emotional pain, you receive new blessings and new love. So whatever this dynamic or scenario for you, you are going to receive some type of healing from this. So there is a change and a transformation here of letting go of the old and embracing the new. At the bottom of the deck, you've got goodbye to the old, hello to the new. You've got pregnancy, express your individuality, and winter. So you are, if you're not pregnant right now, then, so you either can be pregnant, you could be pregnant with a little girl, and you're not exactly sure how this is going to affect your son. Just know that if that's your case, then the fairies are coming in to tell you that your son is safe and protected as, you know, you give birth and welcome a new child into your lives. If you are not having a kid, then you've got some type of idea that, you know, which stems into this, do some research, that you are trying to bring forth into your life to incorporate into this, you know, little girl, little boy scenario. Or, you know, the balance that you are, the research you're doing around this feminine masculine energy is going to help you to give birth to an all new you that's really going to, you know, whatever changes you are experiencing in this, you need to use that to express who you are as an individual into your life. So you have finished one part of your life, and now a new and even better part is beginning. So you need to resolve to let go of the old you and embark and welcome and be opening to expressing a new you. Okay, now, and also too, keep in mind that that's also calls for discovering who that is in this month of April for you. But, you know, we've got the winter and the fall card here. So the answers to your prayers and affirmations are fully realized in the winter months. So it's like you're going to see the bountiful rewards for all this work you've done, if it's with your children, this brother, this cousin, or if it's within yourself. You're going to see the rewards for that in the fall. But you are going to see the full, you're going to realize, your realization in the winter is going to even exceed that, where you're going to have an epiphany in the winter time where you're like, holy cow, now I see why that had to happen, or why that had to go the way it did. Alright, so now let's move on to your tarot reading. Please keep in mind that I do not I don't read these in reverse, okay? My dog's out there chewing on his bone. So, of course, he's making a loud racket. Okay, so front and center here we have the Knight of Pentacles with loyalty. Your challenge here is illusion with the moon. In the root, we have the Ace of Swords with victory. So, right now, you have goals and plans that you see, that you know you want to do, you know you want to achieve, but keep in mind, this Knight of Pentacles, he's the slowest moving knight in the deck. So this is something that takes time, okay? This is something that takes time. Consistency, strong will, patience, improvement, and also caution. So you know, whatever you're working with here, that this is something that's not, you know, Rome was not built in a day. I said that earlier. I'm saying it again. Whatever this is, okay? You've got things going on around you right now that are challenging you because you may feel like you can't quite, there's some type of block here. Now, it could be around a reunion with someone. It definitely could be around a reunion with someone, whether this is a friend, a partner, a business, you know, person, whatever. But whatever that reunion is for you, there is an illusion here. Things are not as they seem. You might be seeing them one way, and you might have worst case scenarios going on, because fears can creep in when this moon card presents itself, and it is in challenge. and it is kind of, you know, between the two here. So you're not able to see everything exactly for what it is, okay? So just know that. What you think is in reality, or what you think how things are going, is not actually true. There is victory at hand. You are going to have victory here some way, shape, or form in this scenario. Just know that you've got to have patience while you go after this. Now, at the beginning of the month, you are met with the Six of Wands with success. This is victory, again, achievement. Things working out. There's a lot of action here. This is the Wands energy. And the middle of the month, we have the Wheel of Fortune with destiny. So things are turning in your favor. If you've been on a lull, then know that that's going to change for you. There's going to be some type of breakthrough here that's going to leave you at the end of the month in this reunion energy, this Three of Cups energy. So, you know, the end of the month, we've got a celebration, having a good time, parties, good conversation. That's some type of phone call or conversation you've been wanting to have with someone, and maybe you've been waiting for a hot minute for this conversation. But here's the deal. Like, you're going to notice by the middle of the month, there's going to be some type of chance, some type of destiny and fate or karma, some turning point, some life cycle, whatever. Now, this could be riding off the skirt tails of whatever this success is that you have at the beginning of April. Because there is success, and even in the base of this reading all month, there is victory at hand for you the whole month of April, okay? This is like honesty, clarity, sound decision, making sound decisions, being met with new opportunities. So things are coming for you. You're seeing these things. You just need to be real careful of your fears, because your fears are going to create doubt and illusion. And those fears are what's going to really hinder you this month. But you have something here that's long lasting and that can be achieved. You just have to have patience during this time. Dang, Aries. Like, okay. So, you this month, when I said earlier, you've got success, destiny, reunion, victory here. This is you. The Nine of Cups. The wish. Okay? A wish. What is it that you want this month? You might need to sit down and get real with yourself and start asking yourself, what is it that you want? Because you've got the Wheel of Fortune, Six of Wands, Three of Cups, the Ace of Swords. And now here in your sector, the Nine of Cups. This is ultimate wish fulfillment for you. Things are changing and spiraling and working through the universe to give you the success and the victory that you need to grant your wishes. So you have the beck and the call of the universe this month to give you everything you ask for. In your environment, we have the Three of Wands. For me, the Three of Wands is like the waiting card. It's a yes. You're going to get it. But you can see it on the horizon. You just can't yet put your finger on it. So it's coming. You've got evidence that it's there. It's moving towards you. It's coming. But it's just not in your hand just yet. So it's definitely gaining momentum. Okay? There's motivation behind whatever it is that you're asking for. Now, there is fears here around starting over. So maybe you've been in a rough patch, or you had a tower moment, or something fell through, or something didn't work out, and now it's like, you know, this is asking you to jump off this cliff and dive in, because this is a new beginning for you. This is walking away and leaving something old and embarking on something new. But your fear is what's getting in the way. Your outcome in the month of April is the Queen of Swords here with resilience. you are able to bounce back from whatever this situation has created for you in the past couple months. If you feel like life has done a number on you or took you through the ringer for a little bit, then this is your comeback. So you really need to get clear with yourself about what it is that you want and where you want to go, because it's happening for you this month. Now at the bottom of the deck, I've got recovery, proposals, luck, and gossip. So you are definitely recovering from something there, and because of this, you have proposals coming out of the woodwork. Okay, you've got invitations, and when I say like proposals, I mean like these are like invitations to parties or collaborations or whatever that have alcohol. Okay, so these are get-togethers that have where drinks are being put on a toast. You're getting together with others. There's some type of reunion here, so there could be alcohol involved with this reunion. But you've got the Ten of Pentacles and the Page of Swords. This is all at the bottom of the deck. So you've got good luck, good fortune, and then this Page of Swords. While you're out here striving and achieving and going and getting this month, just know that people are going to be watching and they're going to be talking. Those are those negative Nancys, those naysayers. So let them talk. You know that song, Let's Give Them Something to Talk About? Okay? Like, I used to hear people say things about me and, oh, you're like this, and I would be like, oh my gosh, their perception about me is construed. Like, I am not like that at all. And I knew at that moment in time, I don't need to hang around this person, because I can't force them to see me. If they can't see me how I am and my authentic true self, then how can I change? I can't change that perception within them. Who am I to change their perception of me? And then two, who the hell would want to change their perception? Because that's exhausting. I don't want to do that. So it's like, I just need to steer away from them. So, you don't always have to clap back at people that, see you in a certain light. You need to have haters. Let, the ones that are gossiping be your haters. They're the ones that you listen to and hear, and you take notes, and you're like, oh, I supposedly did that, huh? All right, well, I'm going to let them have that one. Keeps people on their toes. Anyways, what is this Knight of Pentacles here for Aries in the month of April? What is this Knight of Pentacles? Okay, so this could be something around your job. You may feel like you are working your ass off and getting paid pennies and nickels, where you should be getting paid like 50 cents and dollars. Okay, so I would say that someone, whether this is a boss, a manager, a male figure, is concerned about this, and they do want to talk to you about it. But this might be something that's like 3 to 6 months from now. So if you're thinking about, wanting to get a raise or a promotion, it's on the horizon. You've got to have patience. It's coming. What does this victory have to do with? Okay, so you are having victory around some ending in your life. This is something that you've had a conversation with someone about. Someone had to leave and strike off on something new. You expected this. This is something that happened a few months, like the past, like 2 months or past 2 weeks or something like that. You knew this was coming to an end, whatever it was. So, what is the Six of Wands here for Aries in April? That expectation. You knew something was going to happen. Now, you might have been released from something, and because you chose to either release yourself from it, I would say because you chose to release yourself from it, you have now or are now going to be blessed by the universe. by either you're going to start receiving gifts from something, like out of the woodwork, okay? People and the universe uses people, places, and things to bring about abundance and to bless you with stuff. You're going to start to receive gifts out of nowhere from all different walks and ways of life, okay? It's going to make you feel like you've hit the jackpot because I feel like you walked away from, you put an end to something, and because you listened to the universe, God, your higher power, whatever, it is now rewarding you because you made the right choice. Now, that could have been a marriage partner, okay? Someone you were married to. If you like broke that off, if you got out of it, you made the right choice. It's now going to set you up to be like the privileged lady, where you've got your shit together and you're looking good, smelling good, and feeling good. What does this Wheel of Fortune here have to do with? So there's that marriage card. So this guy, whoever you broke off with or left, now this, if you're not married to them, you've had a long-term relationship with them, okay? You guys were living together or something. You had like a common law marriage if you weren't married. But this situation with this person has really, I would say you were with them for quite a while. Maybe 10 years. So it's definitely put some gray hairs and some fine lines and stuff on you. They could be having to give you money, like a payout, alimony or something like that. They're going to try to give you some sad story. They're concerned they might not be able to handle or swing their finances because they've got to pay you out. Oh well. What is this Three of Cups? What is this Three of Cups? So, they may tell you they want to meet you or come out to dinner or have a get-together or something. And in that meeting or that reunion or whatever that is, I think they're going to give you some type of, some money. Especially if, because you walked away from this and now you've got like the financial burden of all your stuff on your shoulders now, and you've been working your ass off and you feel like you've been getting compensated like pennies and nickels type deal, type situation. If that's how you've been feeling, this money is going to come in from this person that's going to give you a handout and a help out, okay? So, and it's going to be substantial, whatever it is. It will help you take care of a few things. All right, what is this Nine of Cups here for Aries in April? What is this Nine of Cups here for Aries in April? All right, so if you've had a wish around this person, whatever your wish is to do with this person, this guy, whether it's around like things working out in court, like you getting the house, even if like you are wanting to get back together with this person, if that's something that you're wishing that they return and that they redevote themselves to you, I don't know what could have happened. I don't know what could have happened to have broken you up, but if you're wishing for them to come back and to return to your life, they will. You have some type of wish around this masculine that will come true this month, in the month of April. So, and if you are hoping, if you're like, no, I don't want to get back with him, I just want the house, you will get the house. That's what you're wishing for. That's what you will get. What is this Three of Wands? Now, they might come to you with some sad story and want to sit down and talk that they can't, that they're going to have to pinch and they're not going to be able to afford to give you the house. You're going to have to stick to your guns in getting the house. If you want the house, you will get the house. What is this Three of Wands here for Aries in April? Okay, so the courthouse. You might have to go to the courthouse and file papers and make things legal and notated, or what is it called? A notarized, that sort of thing. So just know that you might be having to do that for the next 3 to 6 months, but that's going to bring in income from you, especially whatever this scenario is with between you and this masculine. You feel like you were robbed here of something in this scenario. Just know that you are going to have to play your cards right and play this masculine right to be able to get what it is that you want. What is this Queen of Swords here for Aries in April? And I think it's that one. Yes, so he's going to be thinking about you. Even though you might not be in the picture and you might not really be talking to him that much, he's going to be thinking about you. He's going to be, he might even start messaging you at some point in time. We've also got adjudication. So it's like you've got to go to either therapy or to a mediator, something, okay? But there's going to be messages coming in from him. He's going to be telling you that, like, he got sick and something happened and he just wants to talk to you. He might actually have to leave someplace and get on, like, a train or a plane to come and see you. But he wants to come see you. He wants to see how the house is. Some type of scenario around this masculine. Anyways. Alright, so hopefully that answers. You'll have to let me know in the comments how that's resonating for you. So now, if you will focus upon okay, so I just cut the deck. And we've got the King of the Ocean with order, the Knight of Swords with drama. So this masculine may be really strict in how he wants to see and control this situation with you. And if you don't if you don't play the game according to his rules, he's going to get snippy. So you're going to have to play your cards right. Play him right in this scenario, especially if you're like trying to get your house and the kids. Okay, all right, so think of your question and then let's answer it. All right, angel answers. I'm looking for one card message. What messages do you have for Aries in the month of April? What messages do you have for Aries in the month of April? Please give my channel a subscribe and this video a like. Feel free to let me know in the comments any feedback. Okay, so you've got within the next few weeks. Whatever it is you're asking about is coming about in the next few weeks. So, we've got recovery the second time here. You need, and also being assertive the second time. So, you need to be assertive in this situation. You need to stand up and stick to your guns about what it is that you want. There's going to be an opportunity here with something around money for you, okay? Meditation brings answers. So just know, remember we had those illusions and those fears from that moon card before. Don't let that get the best of you, okay? And talk you out of shit or hold you down, because you're recovering from this. And there's going to be an opportunity for you to get money. So, it's all going to happen within the next few weeks. So, I hope that that answers your questions. If you have any other questions, I just cut the deck to it's up to you. So, this is really going to be based around what you want and how you want it to go down. If you are getting out of a marriage here and you have kids with this person, then I know that in the beginning, you know, your children are going to, they're not going to adjust the best, okay? But in the long term, if you can come up with a plan and a way to somewhat help acclimate them to a new setting without the father or without the man, you know, being in their life, and stick to it, you're going to see rewards from this in the fall. When winter gets here, you're going to know and understand why you did what you did and why things worked out the way they did. Okay? So, I hope this answers your questions. If you have questions afterwards, leave them in the comments and I will answer them as soon as I can. Please like, subscribe, and give it a thumbs up, whatever. If this is where I leave you, I'll see you again here next month. Take care. Namaste.